happen to be one of the ones that this is for.
Follow the money. Follow Phil Grandy.
Oh my God.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. That's right, philsgang.com. Join my gang for 10 days. It's free.
What's in front of you is a life of incredible joy, freedom, and independence.
Philsgang.com.
When the stock market is up one day and down the next, you need experienced advice from a pro.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. I know you're sitting there watching the stock market. You're going, what? Is this nuts? Market goes up 700 points. Next day goes up 800 points. Then the market goes back down. Then it goes back up. What that is volatility.
You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently?
But you got to anticipate what's going to happen with the market. And that's what we give you. Information so you can anticipate in advance what the market's going to do, so you know what stocks to buy, you know what stocks to short. It's all about having good information and anticipation. You got to anticipate. The one thing you can't do is rely on your brokers. Listen.
Our responsibility begins and ends with our partners and our shareholders, and that's it.
What are you, nuts? Partners or shareholders? You're not included.
Check out the free 10-day trial and follow Phil to investing success. Learn more at philsgang.com. philsgang.com.
I signed up, and I've learned an incredible amount from Phil and Steve. The staff at Phil's Gang gives platinum-level service and stock recommendations. You know, it's as simple as that. At the end of a month or so, I've always been in the black. Phil's Gang is a class act. I'm happy to be a member.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
You're not alone. 80% of those in the stock market, just like you, lose money. Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. Why do they lose? Because they don't know how to short stocks in a down market. That will change once you use my patent Pro 2 color-coded chart. It works. The technology works. And it not only gives you an edge on the upside, but Pro 2 will put a smile on your face on the downside. That's right. Check it out. Free 10-day trial at philsgang.com.
Want the truth when investing in the stock market? Here's how.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. Listen to my radio show every day because that's where you're going to get the truth. You're not going to get the truth listening to these dopes on Fake Business News Network. The other day, Kramer said, don't listen to the banks. They're giving you wrong information. When he told you to buy Merrill Lynch, remember? And what happened? They went broke.
Get the truth at philsgang.com.
Join my gang, philsgang.com. Get the truth. And also listen to me on my podcast on YouTube and Rumble. That's philsgang.com.
When the stock market is volatile, how do you invest intelligently?
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. There's no need for you to be panicking in a market that goes up 800 points one day, 700 points, then it goes down again. All you need is good advice, you need good direction. You don't get that from your CNBC and the Fox Business and all these crazy shows. You don't. Here's what you get from them. Thank you, Jim Cramer. But this is something that this really bugs me. Listen to this.
Our responsibility begins and ends with our partners and our shareholders, and that's it.
What? Their responsibility is to their partners and shareholders and not to you? Check my site out, philsgang.com.
When the stock market is up one day and down the next, you need the experience of Phil Grandy at philsgang.com.
What a difference it makes in your financial life. philsgang.com. It works. What are you, nuts? 85% of the people do not know how to get out of the market. They lose money because they don't know when to get out. I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. I solved that with my Pro 2 color-coded chart. It tells you when to get out. It tells you when to get in, tells you what to add, not to add. Specifically, when do I get out? It tells you that. Check it out. Go to my site, philsgang.com. Get your 10-day free trial of my Pro 2 color-coded chart and a membership. Remember, when this market crashed in 2009, it should have never crashed because the chairperson of these two committees, their job was to protect consumers, protect our investments, and they're supposed to ensure that our investments are being monitored. Where were they in 2009 and 2008? They weren't anywhere because they don't do that. They take care of themselves. They protect themselves. They become richer. So you can't depend on these crooks in Congress. The stock market is a great place to be, but you just got to know this is a different market than your grandfather's market. So why don't you, for 30 days, join my gang, 877-600-GANG, try it for 30 days, $39.95. Follow me. I tell you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. All I ask you start making money, please remember St. Jude.
Don't wait. Join Phil's Gang today and make profits. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
The stocks discussed on Phil's Gang are not in any way a recommendation or solicitation to buy, sell, or hold. If considering acting on information presented, we first recommend you seek out a competent, licensed professional for advice. Get ready for the radio show that tells you what Wall Street doesn't want you to know.
Oh, I'm a money magnet. Money, money, money's coming to me. Money sets me free. I'm a money magnet. Money, 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 money's coming to me.
It's your daily dose of how to manage your money. And now it's time for Phil's Gang on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. With your host, Phil Grandy.
It could spur it on a marginal level, but we think one of the reasons OPEC is comfortable cutting production and having the price reaction we're seeing is because the expected response from shale oil is going to be much more muted than it was in the price cycle. You know, during the 2014 to 2019 period, OPEC would have been less comfortable doing a cut like this because they would be nervous they would lose market share to shale oil. Given the current environment we're in and the discipline we're seeing from shale oil companies, that reaction is going to be much more tepid in terms of production growth as a result of higher oil prices here in the U.S.
Wrong, 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 wrong.
Boy, is he wrong. Unbelievable. He has no idea what happened yesterday. It's incredible. These people that come on these fake business news shows, I guess they just like to talk. You know, we had this rally, this little rally, and it's because the fake business news network continues to take parking space in everyone's house, that everything's fine. We're going to have a soft landing. The Fed's going to stop raising rates after this next rate, one and done. Everything's good. No problem. And I kept telling you, there's a big problem. And I kept telling you, not only are we going to go from where we are now, we're going to go down another 14%. We're going to hit that October low, and then we're going to drop again. So add that all up, we're going to have a total of about a 50% drop. About a 50% drop. So, and the problem is, nobody wants to tell the truth. Nobody wants to tell you the truth. So, oil, yesterday, everybody was shocked. The Saudis were playing in their sandbox and decided to raise rates. Not for the reasons this guy said. They raised the rates because they're panicked. Not only is the global demand for oil down, but look at the oil demand in the United States. Terrible. Terrible. Oil is in everything we use. People aren't consuming. They don't have any money. And now credit, because of the banking collapse, credit is going to be squeezed. People are going to have less and less credit. Friends of mine with 800 credit scores are telling me that, you know, they're getting cut with their credit cards and their line of credits with 800 credit scores. Banks are panicking. So they're cutting credit back. They're tightening credit. The Saudis are panicked because they know that the price of oil is determined by demand. Demand. They don't determine the price. Sure, they can determine the price they want and say, "Hey, we're going to raise our prices. We're going to cut supply 500,000 a day." That's a bunch of garbage. They're panicking. They're not making money because demand is down. So the bottom line is they are panicking. That's the reason for them cutting the oil supply by 500,000 so they can make money. It's not going to work. because it's demand that determines the price. Not these gangsters, OPEC. It's demand. It's always been demand. Now, prices can go up temporarily like they have, and I told you that prices are going to go up. You told my members prices in oil are going to go up, but it's not going to last. So take advantage while it's going up. You can catch a couple of the stocks, that's fine. But it's not going to be, it's not sustainable for lack of demand. Demand in this country has dropped big time. Look at the new factory orders just came in. The new factory orders just came in. And falling off a cliff. New factory orders are falling off a cliff. So they don't need oil. So you take all the factories, all the manufacturers, they don't need oil. So the demand for oil is dropping. So they turn around and say, well, then we're going to raise price. We'll make it up that way. Yeah, really? You think so? Sure. You're going to for maybe a month, 2 months. So you should trade your oil stocks with that in mind and then get ready to short them because they're going to collapse. They're going to collapse. Inflation. Listen, demand is everything. Inflation keeps increasing. Keeps increasing. Why? Because of the terrible debt and deficits this Biden and his people are running. And the debt and deficits are killing us. We have no money. Everything we borrow goes onto our debt. And when you have debt and deficits, you're dead. And all our debt and deficits are caused by this guy. Not only did we spend money on those crazy plans of the American Rescue Plan and the Inflation Reduction Act and Omnibus Plan, all they were just big social programs, for God's sakes. And all that money was non-productive. Think about it, all that money is non-productive. We get nothing back. When you spend money, you want to, for every dollar we invest, we should get at least $1.36 back, and that 36 cents goes to, you throw that back into investing. No, on these kind of programs that he put out, $200 million for the Gender Equity and Equality Action Fund, and $7.5 million for the study of domestic radicalization phenomenon, $3.6 million for Obama hiking trail. Come on, that's non-productive money. Every dollar of the $200 million that we are investing in the Gender Equity and Equality Action Fund, we get our dollar back, and that's it. So it's all non-productive. Our economy's not growing. Came in at 2.4%. That's our GDP, but that's a problem. People say, well, that's not bad. That's horrible. You just don't look at the GDP, 2.4%. That's bad alone, but you got to look at the debt to that GDP. What is our debt ratio to that GDP? Should be no more than 60, 70%. Our GDP, our debt should be any more than 60. Our debt should be any more than 60 or 70% of GDP. We're at 160. What are you, nuts? That's insane. What does that mean? We're in a recession, but they won't admit it. So here we are, we're in a recession. We've never seen this kind of printing and borrowing and this kind of helicopter money. And then then every time we have these deficits increase through the debt, that's causing horrible inflation, higher inflation. Inflation's not going down. Higher inflation, higher interest rates, and that stops borrowing, slows the economy's growth. That stops demand for oil. So this is a bunch of crap that, and it was funny today, Biden, he said something, it was an accident, but he finally said something intelligent. He said something intelligent. As he was getting on his airplane, reporters were yelling at him, what do you think about the oil? What do you think about the oil? OPEC. They kept yelling at him. He says, not going to be as bad as you think. He was right, but he was right by accident. He didn't know what the hell he was talking about. But he's right. It's not going to be as bad as you think. Why? Because The prices that are going up, maybe the last a month or more, higher gasoline, but they're going to come back down. No demand. Demand dictates the price, not the sandbox. We'll be right back.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. Phil Grandy has successfully taught tens of thousands of investors how to navigate the market with confidence.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. That's right, philsgang.com. Join my gang for 10 days. It's free. If anything, during that 10-day period, you're going to learn how the market really works. You're going to find information that you never had before. You're going to walk away and go, I didn't know that. So join my gang for 10 days free, philsgang.com. And you're also going to learn how to make money when the market goes down. It's kind of silly just sitting there when the market going down, hoping. Why hope when you can sell short and make money? Either way, you make money when the market goes up, you make money when the market goes down. That's the benefit of Phil's Gang. You make money.
Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, advice, and software that will take your investing to the next level.
philsgang.com. Sign up free for 10 days. What, are you nuts? Coffee's up 92%. Lumber's up 67%. Heating oil, 60%? Gasoline, 55%? I understand why you guys are telling me to raise my rates here at Phil's Gang. But we haven't raised our rates since 2001. Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. I'm not going to raise my rates. Our membership's been $39.95 since 2001, and for a good reason. So that you have enough room that when you do make money here at Phil's Gang, and you will, because you're going to learn how to short stocks, that there's enough room to send some money to St. Jude. That's why we never raised our price. And that's why we give you good value. So, you want to continue with good value, good information, be on the right side of the market? Join my gang, philsgang.com, where the price has not moved, where we fight inflation. philsgang.com.
What if you could have an in-depth understanding of the stock market just like the pros? Well, thanks to Phil Grandy and philsgang.com, you can. philsgang.com offers comprehensive, up-to-date market information designed to help you understand and anticipate market behavior. With philsgang.com, you'll build your investing confidence even through down cycles and periods of uncertainty. Go to philsgang.com. philsgang.com today. 877-600-GANG. 877-600-4264. If you want to invest your money and grow your wealth, listen to this.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. You know, I get so tired of listening to the same garbage every day, listening to the fake business news network telling you why you should buy this stock, why you should buy, and they're always wrong. Join my gang, philsgang.com, free for 10 days. You're going to learn when to buy a stock and when not to buy a stock. Hey, years ago it was different. You could buy a stock based on fundamentals. You could buy a stock based on earnings. You could buy a stock based on PE ratios. Those days are gone. That ended with QE. That ended when they financially engineered the market in 2008. Gone. Now you got to follow the money. And we have the knowledge because we have the chart. Pro 2 color-coded chart tells you when to buy, when to sell, when to run like hell.
For a limited time, you can join Phil's Gang free for 10 days.
Check it out, philsgang.com. Get the truth, get the knowledge, and understand how the market really works. Warning. Google, Apple, Microsoft, Netflix, Facebook, all these hot stocks are going to crash. They're going to drop as much as 60-70%. Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. Exactly what happened in the dot-com days is going to repeat itself. Remember, 85% of people lose money in the stock market because they don't know when to get out. I fixed that with my color-coded technology chart. It tells you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. That's right. Make sure you check it out. It's free for 10 days. philsgang.com.
When the stock market is up one day and down the next, you need experienced advice from a pro.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. I know you're sitting there watching the stock market. You're going, what? Is this nuts? Market goes up 700 points. Next day it goes up 800 points. Then the market goes back down. Then it goes back up. What that is volatility.
You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently?
But you got to anticipate what's going to happen with the market. And that's what we give you. information so you can anticipate in advance what the market's going to do, so you know what stocks to buy, you know what stocks to short. It's all about having good information and anticipation. You got to anticipate. The one thing you can't do is rely on your brokers. Listen.
Our responsibility begins and ends with our partners and our shareholders, and that's it.
What are you, nuts? Partners and shareholders? You're not included.
Check out the free 10-day trial and follow Phil to investing success. Learn more at philsgang.com. philsgang.com. Welcome back to the Phil's Gang Radio Show. Want to know more about Phil's Gang? Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
Well, there's a lot of noise out there. I think that the Fed will be raising rates 2 more times at the May meeting and also at the June meeting. I think that the OPEC decision will help maintain a stickiness to the inflation readings. And also, I think the Fed wants to ensure that they truly have strangled inflation, so higher for longer. But then I'm reminded that the Fed does tend to cut interest rates about 9 months after the last rate hike, and that the S&P has seen all sizes, styles, sectors in positive.
All right, my head's hurting here. That's enough. Jeez, God. You know, it's amazing how these people, and the reason why most people lose money is because they don't understand how the market works. I talk about that every day. They have no idea. Like this thing with oil. Everybody jumped into the oil stocks yesterday, okay? Which is fine. But they think they're just going to keep going up. No, they're not. The stocks you want to be in is your gold. You want to be in your tech stocks, because what's happening is a lot of the money, okay, is getting out. They're shifting out of their bonds because they're losing their butt in bonds. And they're shifting their money to gold. That's where they're shifting gold mining stocks. That's where we are. They're shifting their money to go. They're not shifting their money going out to these staples. If they are, you're never going to make money on staples. Never will make money. You may make a little money, but as an investment, staples, that's a loser. Matter of fact, I talked to my members this morning. I said, the reason we don't play a lot of these staples, because they're just real losers. You make money on them for a little bit. A lot of these are in 401ks, but the problem with them is if you take like Target can be in a category of staples, okay, or discretionary. So a lot of those stocks, they can go up where the yields go down or up. The thing I like about why the stocks that we're always in, the groups we're always in, it's easy. It doesn't confuse you. In other words, when you take big tech stocks, they'll go up only when the yields are going down. Most of the time you got the yields going down and they will go up. But that's not what happens with a lot of these staples and discretionary, but the beautiful thing about tech, you could be assured when people are dumping their bonds, man, they go right to big tech. Look at Apple. We've made money on Apple here. We started to buy Apple on when we started buying Apple. We started to buy Apple, I think, was on January 27th. In the first trade we had about a 22% gain. The next trade we got in was on March 16th, about another 25% gain, using our color-coded chart. That's when it was turned green. But we could be assured they were going up because the yields were coming down, the 10-year Treasury yield. And most people don't even understand what a yield is. So if you the yields are going down, and you got your color-coded chart, it'll turn green for you, to buy. Microsoft. Look at NVIDIA. NVIDIA's another one. I mean, we got like if the gain member got in at 170, and right now it's at 274. That's about a 50% gain right there if they stayed in. Okay, but again, you knew NVIDIA was going to continue to go up because it rallied every time the yields went down. Gold. Look at our AU. Now we're in AU. Our gold, same thing. When the yields go down, the dollar go down. So you know darn well you got a good shot with AU or AUI or GDX, any of those golds. But you're sure, all you got to do is look at the yields. And when those yields are going down, you know your tech stocks are going to go up, you know your gold stocks are going to go up, and you know your bank stocks are going to go down. Now, how simple is that? And that's what we focus on. We focus on tech. We focus on gold, we focus on our banks, and we focus on energy. That's it. You don't have to have any more sectors than that or stocks than that, because those are dependable, very dependable. I mean, those work when you know exactly what they're going to do when yields go down. You know exactly what to do when yields go up. You don't get that. I mean, sometimes you do, but it's not as consistent when you're buying all these. Staples or discretionary. I mean, just like take Target or take Home Depot. When yields are going up, when yields are going up, and the economy, and the economy's doing good, they'll go up. When yields go down, most of the time they go up. See, I don't like trading like that. So as long as you stay in those groups where the big money is, see, and that's where the big money is. For those reasons, the big money will always be in your mining stocks, will always be in your big tech stocks, will always be in your banks, and it just makes it easy. So why don't you just join our gang for 10 days? We'll introduce you to the Pro 2. We'll introduce you to the bond market. At the end of the day, 10 days, you decide not to stay with us, that's fine. And at least you learned a lot. If you don't stay with us, at least you learned a lot. And all we ask, because you got that knowledge from us, if you're making money, just remember St. Jude. That's all. So now, going back to what's going on, we're going to drop a total of 50 to 60% from where we started in November of 2022. So we're going to go down a lot more. And the reasons are, again, that the inflation is so bad and the debt is so bad and the deficits are a killer. We can't fix these.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. If you want to invest your money and grow your wealth, listen to this.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. You know, I get so tired of listening to the same garbage every day, listening to the fake business news network telling you why you should buy this stock, why you should buy, and they're always wrong. Join my gang, philsgang.com, free for 10 days. You're going to learn when to buy a stock and when not to buy a stock. Hey, years ago it was different. You could buy a stock based on fundamentals. You could buy a stock based on earnings. You could buy a stock based on PE ratios. Those days are gone. That ended with QE. That ended when they financially engineered the market in 2008. Gone. Now you got to follow the money. And we have the knowledge because we have the chart. Pro 2 color-coded chart tells you when to buy, when to sell, when to run like hell.
For a limited time, you can join Phil's Gang free for 10 days.
Check it out, philsgang.com. Get the truth, get the knowledge, and understand how the market really works. Remember, when this market crashed in 2009, it should have never crashed because the chairperson of these two committees, their job was to protect protect consumers, protect our investments, and they're supposed to ensure that our investments are being monitored. Where were they in 2009 and 2008? They weren't anywhere because they don't do that. They take care of themselves. They protect themselves. They become richer. So you can't depend on these crooks in Congress. The stock market is a great place to be, but you just got to know this is a different market than your grandfather's market. So why don't you, for 30 days, join my gang, 877-600-GANG. Try it for 30 days, $39.95. Follow me. I tell you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. All I ask you, start making money. Please remember St. Jude.
Don't wait. Join Phil's Gang today and make profits. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264. These are volatile times in the stock market.
Market's up 200, then it's up 800, it's up 700.
How do you get the facts when investing?
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. If you're confused about the stock market, get unconfused. Go to my site, philsgang.com, and listen to my radio show every weekday at 3 Eastern. What is the market going to do? We know exactly what the market's going to do.
Phil's got the answers at philsgang.com.
There's no need for you to be losing money.
Check it out, philsgang.com.
What, are you nuts? Coffee's up 92%. Lumber's up 67%. Heating oil, what, 60%? Gasoline, 55%. I understand why you guys are telling me to raise my rates here at Phil's Gang, but we haven't raised our rates since 2001. Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. I'm not going to raise my rates. Our membership's been $39.95 since 2001, and for a good reason. So that you have enough room that when you do make money here at Phil's Gang, and you will, because you're going to learn how to short stocks, that there's enough room to send some money to St. Jude. That's why we never raised our price. And that's why we give you good value. So, you want to continue with good value, good information, be on the right side of the market? Join my gang, philsgang.com, where the price has not moved, where we fight inflation. philsgang.com. Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. You know, I've been doing this business of trading over 55 years. God, they make it so complicated. It doesn't have to be. The best way to learn is to follow me, my actual investments. That's right. When I buy a stock, you follow me. Do exactly what I do. That's the best way to learn.
Check out the free 10-day trial. Learn more at philsgang.com.
Be my co-pilot at philsgang.com. Do what I do.
That's philsgang.com.
At St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, we're fighting against childhood cancer every day. At the heart of this battle are our donors.
Most of us want to make some type of difference in the lives of others. St. Jude does miraculous work.
The fact that no one has to pay, it's a place where everyone is treated as an equal.
Everybody is welcome here, and it doesn't matter your religion or what part of the world you're from, all that is taken away. It just gives you some hope.
It's just a nice feeling to put your energy into something that really does genuinely make a difference in a child's life.
There's just no greater gift. If we have the ability to help, then we have a responsibility to help.
Finding cures, saving children. St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Find out how you can help at stjude.org.
Welcome back to the Phil's Gang Radio Show. Want to know more about Phil's Gang? Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
Welcome back to Phil's Gang. You know, we started to tell our gang members, we started at the end of October. That was October 2022. We said, start watching gold. Matter of fact, you heard me say on this show, I said, we're going to make a ton of money in gold mining stocks. And, you know, everybody was laughing because they, you know, who wants gold, right? Or gold mining stocks, everything's great. I said, no. All the money is going to go to these gold stocks. They're not going to go to these, safety stocks. They're not going to go to staples Clorox and Coke and all that, there's going to be a big panic, and people are going to go to gold. Because at the end of the day, when the market starts crashing, there's no safety. You can buy the discretionary stocks, you can buy Staples, you can buy Clorox and Philip Morris and all that crap. And at the end of the day, you're going to lose money. They're not sustainable. So these staples that they tell you to buy all the time, all these staples are sitting in these 401ks. That's the sad part. That's why you lose money in these 401ks, because they always tell you, go in these staples, you'll be safe. No, you won't. There's no place to hide except gold, mining stocks, okay? And they're real companies. And I was just looking on break, one of our stocks, GDX, and we started to watch it right around October 24th. And finally, our color-coded chart turned green. Actually, gold started to go up on March 9th, but it was red. So from March 9th to March 15th, it was going up, GDX, but we couldn't buy it because it was red. The one thing about the chart, the algorithms are smart. They're saying, yes, it's going up, but there's not enough money coming in to sustain it. Not enough money, so don't get in. And it's pretty hard. You sit back. We've been watching for gold to go up. All of a sudden, she starts moving up, as I said, on March 9th. And then finally, and you're so excited, you're going, man, I should get in. But the Pro 2's telling you no. And it's red, and it's blaring out at you. So no, it's not sustainable yet. And this is where the danger part is. The people who don't have a color-coded chart, and they get in, and the candlesticks are all the same. If you have a generic chart that you trade with, they're all the same, red, green, one day's red, next day green, then 2 days are red. But with the Pro 2, it's following the money. So that saved our butt not to get in. And then all of a sudden it turned solid green on March 17th. And from March 17th to today, it's up about, It's up about, about 29 to about 34. What's that, about 14%? 17%. So by being patient and understanding the bond market, you got to understand the bond market. The bond market started to collapse. Turn off the TV or radio. Don't listen to what they're saying, the fake business network. No, when the bond market's going down, people are jumping out of bonds. They're losing their butts. They're losing money, and they're going to jump to staples. They always jump to staples. The smart money goes to gold because the staples, they're not reliable, but gold is. So that was one. Another one we did was AU. It's another one. The same thing happened on that. We started to watch that early on, then finally it started to move up from around $16, $17 up to about $20, but it was red, told us not to buy it yet. And then it finally turned green and went from $20 up to where we are today, about $25. Another nice gain. That's another 25% gain. So the point I'm trying to make is stop listening to the noise, and if you listen to the market via our charts and understanding how the bond market works, then you've got two tools that'll help you through, and you'll win. You'll win. I'm telling you. Check it out, please. Okay, so let's go back to what's going on here. So we're going to shed about 50%. Okay, we're going to go down. We're going to take out the October lows. No question about it. Biden, as I said, when he came out on his airplane and he said, well, it's going to not be as bad as you think. Well, I explained why. Now, he said that by accident. He doesn't know anything. But because oil prices can't maintain, this kind of a rally. And, I mean, gasoline prices will go up for about maybe 2 months. But eventually these prices will all collapse because demand is going to get worse and worse. So we see that by factory orders, okay? Factory orders are falling apart. We also see inflation's going up. And with inflation going up, they're going to keep raising rates. They're going to keep raising rates. They got to fight the inflation. So they're going to keep raising it. So that means demand is going to get worse and worse, because when you raise rates, people don't go and buy stuff. People don't go borrow money, and they stay at home. So that means that there's less demand, because oil is in everything, from plastics to you name it. Okay, it's in everything. Now, inflation, remember, this inflation that we have that destroyed this whole economy is caused by Biden destroying our oil independence. That's what started this. The next was the biggest printing and borrowing of money in history. He didn't care about inflation. He could care less. And he didn't care it was helicopter money. It was all non-productive money. And then, after he put these programs in the American Code, all those stupid plans, inflation just started to soar. And then he continues to spend money, massive government spending. So now you got debt going up, deficits going up, and it's the deficits that kill you, because we have to borrow. Now, next what happened is our money supply has gone negative. That's the first time in 33 years. Do you understand that? Our money supply has gone negative. They refer to it as liquidity, where they're just dumping liquidity. And that's the first time in 33 years they've been dumping liquidities. And that means that we're going to have a big bust. Every time, okay, there was 2 other times, same thing happened. Our money supply gone negative, and we go into a big crash. Now, the consequences are horrible. These interest rates keep discouraging this borrowing. And when you keep discouraging borrowing of people, again, small startup businesses, that's the backbone of our country, and they can't get money. The money's too expensive. And that's where all the employment comes from, startup businesses. So that means a lot of people won't have jobs, so they're going to cut back. So I've just given you the massive government spending, the debt and deficits. That's going to kill the oil demand. So how's gasoline prices going to stay up, and oil prices? Our money supply is going negative. How's that going to keep oil prices up? How? And he's not going to stop borrowing. Biden's going to keep borrowing. What are you, nuts? And then our ratio of our debt is killing us. Our debt shouldn't be any more than 60. Our ratio of debt shouldn't be, our ratio of debt to the GDP, our economic growth shouldn't be any more than 60. It's at 160. So there you go again. So demand is going to get destroyed. So don't be worried. Yes, if you're trading oil, keep an eye on your oils, especially your Schlumberger and refiners. Those are the ones who will go up. Okay, that's what I would stay with. And maybe we get some profits out of that in the next 2 months. But still, it's your gold that's going to go up. It's your big tech stocks going to go up. And keep shorting the bank stocks, okay? And it'll work. It's all about demand. Everything Biden's doing is killing the demand. Be right back. Join my gang free for 10 days.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
I've been a Phil's Gang member since 2014. Over that time, I've generated over 6-figure profits. Following Phil, his charting system has really been a huge impact on my career and my life. I would recommend Phil's Gang to the mom and pop out there. I would recommend it to parents teaching their children. I would recommend it to grandparents. If you really trust in their system, you will do well.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy of philsgang.com. You know, I've been doing this business of trading over 55 years. God, they make it so complicated. It doesn't have to be. The best way to learn is to follow me, my actual investments. That's right. When I buy a stock, you follow me. Do exactly what I do. That's the best way to learn.
Check out the free 10-day trial. Learn more at philsgang.com.
Be my co-pilot at philsgang.com. Do what I do.
That's philsgang.com. Phil Grandy has successfully taught tens of thousands of investors how to navigate the market with confidence.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. That's right, philsgang.com. Join my gang for 10 days. It's free. If anything, during that 10-day period, you're going to learn how the market really works. You're going to find information that you never had before. You're going to walk away and go, I didn't know that. So join my gang for 10 days free, philsgang.com. And you're also going to learn how to make money when the market goes down. It's kind of silly just sitting there when the market going down, hoping. Why hope when you can sell short and make money? Either way, you make money when the market goes up, you make money when the market goes down. That's the benefit of Phil's Gang. You make money.
Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, advice, and software that will take your investing to the next level.
philsgang.com. Sign up free for 10 days.
Are you a stock market investor without all the information?
What are you, nuts? Market's going up, market's going down. We're getting all this bad information.
How do you invest intelligently? Phil Grandy can show you.
If you want real information and you really want to know what the market's going to do and you want the truth, go to my site, philsgang.com, and also listen to me on my radio show every weekday at 3 o'clock Eastern.
Phil's got the answers at philsgang.com.
That's philsgang.com, where you get the truth and you get the information you need about the market.
If you want to invest your money and grow your wealth, listen to this.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. You know, I get so tired of listening to the same garbage every day, listening to the fake business news network telling you why you should buy this stock, why you should buy, and they're always wrong. Join my gang, philsgang.com, free for 10 days. You're going to learn when to buy a stock and when not to buy a stock. Hey, years ago it was different. You could buy a stock based on fundamentals. You could buy a stock based on earnings. You could buy a stock based on PE ratios. Those days are gone. That ended with QE. That ended when they financially engineered the market in 2008. Gone. Now you got to follow the money. And we have the knowledge because we have the chart. Pro 2 color-coded chart tells you when to buy, when to sell, when to run like hell.
For a limited time, you can join Phil's Gang free for 10 days.
Check it out, philsgang.com. Get the truth, get the knowledge, and understand how the market really works.
Easter eggs can be hidden treasures that are fun to discover by chance. But finding financial Easter eggs in the stock market takes experience. Secure your future with smart financial guidance from Phil Grandy. Now is the perfect time to have peace of mind when investing at philsgang.com.
We give you the truth, the direction, and that's what you need. Listen to me on my radio show each day and also on my Rumble and YouTube channel podcast. philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
Welcome back to the Phil's Gang Radio Show. Want to know more about Phil's Gang? Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
Welcome back to Phil's Gang. Join my gang. Okay, please listen to me. The oil, your gasoline, yes, it's going to go up for a while. So if you're trading the oil stocks, I would stick with the like the Schlumberger. I would stick with the Hess, and I would stick with refiners. Like I always like trading MRO. That's a good refiner. That's what I would stick with. Then finally, the oil's going to collapse. And going back to what I said, we got too much inflation, too much debt, too many deficits. It's going to kill us. This guy doesn't care. He doesn't care how much in deficits we're carrying. It doesn't bother him, okay? Because it doesn't affect him. So you got the new factory orders are falling apart. Inflation rates are still going up. We have the massive government spending, which keeps adding to our debt deficits. Our money supply has gone totally negative. We haven't seen that in 33 years. Our debt, our ratio of debt to GDP should be 60, 70 the most. We're at 160. That means the consequence of that means we're right into a recession. Now, demand for oil, okay, is going to decline, okay, after we're going to have a little rally here. But also remember, all these transportation companies and trucks and airlines and ships, okay, that need this oil and gasoline. Even though gasoline prices are low and diesel is low, at that point before we're going back up, they couldn't take advantage because the economy, there was no demand. Isn't that sad? So you got your truckers, all this transportation, you got your airlines, you got your cruise ships, you got all that needs fuel, and your factories that need fuels, your manufacturing, you need oil. But there was no demand because the economy's been destroyed. And if you go down the street and you ask 10 people, what's a deficit? I'll bet you if 1 out of 10 could answer it, you'd be lucky. And then if you asked them, what happens when you have a deficit? How does that hurt you? I'd say maybe 1 out of 10, if you're lucky, would know. And that's the biggest problem. When they do these bills like the American Rescue Plan and the Inflation Reduction Act, all these stupid bills, omnibus bill, like I said to you, the consequences are huge when it's money that's not productive, when you're doing social programs. So everything that's going bad, okay, as things get worse, and they will, watch the bonds. Those bond yields are going to go down, and stick with those your FANG stocks like Meta and Apple and Amazon, all the FANG stocks, and your tech stocks. One of the best tech stocks we've been in all years, NVIDIA. It's up now, about 30% or more? NVIDIA. That's been a great stock. And Apple and the Qs. Just buy the Qs. Just buy the Qs. Yeah, and NVIDIA, we're up 59%. And I'm not saying every gang member's up 59%, but with a color-coded chart, if they got in when they're supposed to, where it started green, okay, that's how much it's gone up. And you knew to be in these because you understood the bond market and you understood when bond yields went down, this is where you had to be. And on the other hand, the investment banks are going to get worse and worse and worse because what Biden wants to do, he wants to get rid of all the regional banks. He wants to combine them with the big investment banks, J.P. Morgan, Goldman Sachs, Bank of America, Morgan Stanley. Those are the 4 biggest. He wants to roll up all the regional banks into these government banks. See, these are owned by the government. Now, they don't come out and tell you, but that's what happened. This is exactly what Baby Bush did in 2008. Instead he should have let them go broke. We had 8,000 banks at that time. We could have taken their assets, spreading among 8,000, or cut those 8,000 to the top 2,000 banks. We wouldn't have gotten hurt at all if we got rid of these gangsters. J.P. Morgan, Goldman Sachs, BAC, Morgan Stanley, in Wells Fargo. Put Wells Fargo in, although it's not an investment bank. Put Wells Fargo in. If he had done that, that would have been great. But now, because of what he did, and then what Obama did after him, that's what we're paying for right now. That's what we're paying for. We're suffering for this. And this is not easy to get out of. So when you hear them say, oh, we got one and done and soft landing, and that's how we got this little rally. The fake business news network, they'll come out and lie to you. So it's good for you to know what, as I said, what stocks you should be in and what stocks you shouldn't be in. If the yields are going up, then you want to be, again, go start buying banks. Go buy insurance companies, buy brokerage companies, buy healthcare if yields are going up. If yields are going down, then you switch and go to your tech stocks like Apple or Microsoft or Google, and then go right to your gold. But when you got lower yields, when yields are going down, when people are dumping their bonds because they're scared and they're losing money, and they start running to these consumer stocks, or they start putting money, I don't know, in a savings account or go get a CD. When you see lower yields going, then all these consumer discretionary stocks, the ones that are not essential, you don't need them, like restaurants, you don't need to go. Travel, you don't need to travel. You don't need home electronics, like a stock like AMD. Okay, or Home Depot or Nike, all these stocks, when you got lower rates, then you can go and you can buy these on lower rates. So always have a plan. Always understand what stocks you should be, what group of stocks you should be in, first of all, what category you should be in when yields are up or yields are down, and then break down the category and just pick 3, like we're in 4, and stay with the same 4 categories, and then break those stocks down and stay with the same stocks. So you end up with like 6 stocks that you're in all the time. You're either shorting or you're going long. That's how you make money in this business, not always looking around for that hot stock. And that's the problem people do. And then when you go to if you get into a 401k, you're really screwed. You know what really is upsetting is Yellen started to raise rates in 2015. She knew we had a problem in 2015. She raised rates 1/4 point. 2016, she raised rates another quarter. 2017, she raised rates 3 times, quarter each time. How are you going to fight inflation doing that? What are you, nuts? Then Powell comes in, and he decides he's going to raise rates 4 times. But in the meantime, what are they telling us? Everything's terrific. Everything's great. And underneath, they knew it wasn't. They were lying to us. But if you knew how to read the bond market, you knew how to read a chart, my chart, you'd have been okay. So that's why I tell you, join the gang for 10 days at least. But think of the damage they could have controlled if in 2015, if they started to drive rates up 5%, they took that rate, the Fed rate, from 0 and went right to 5% in 2015. We wouldn't be where we are today. But see, it's always take care of the banks, take care of Wall Street. How do you take care of Wall Street? You take care of the banks. Banks and Wall Street, they're one. And who takes care of the banks? Who always bails those same banks out? It's always the president. Always bails them out. The banks, you hear that, too big to fail. What they mean is these banks are now owned by the government. So they're not going to raise rates. They're not going to raise rates. Now, because why? Because they needed demand. They needed the consumers because they're taking care of the banks. Well, if you take care of the country, Mr. President, you'd be taking care of everything, not just the banks. See, that's the problem. By raising those rates so little from 2015 to where we are now is ridiculous. They haven't solved anything. They made everything worse. And you know what's funny? They did that hoping that consumers would consume and the banks would make money taking care of their banks. Not us. They don't care about Main Street. But guess what? It blew up on them. It blew up on them. And they can't fix it. It's unbelievable. Join my gang, philsgang.com. And we'll see you on the charts. That's philsgang.com. Check it out.
You have been listening to Phil's Gang with your host, Phil Grandy, on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Remember to visit Phil's website at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or call the office, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.